Discover the advantage of unlimited access to all the stories and resources from IBJ and inside Indiana business. From insights to inspiration, business leaders rely on the IBJ for all things Indiana business. Start your $1 a week trial now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. South Bend International Airport broke ground today on SBN Upfront, a nearly $20 million renovation project focused on improvements to the airport's front drive area. Andy Costielny, vice president of the St. Joseph Airport Authority, said the project is very much needed.
SBN Upfront is a 1.5-year project that will focus on improving traffic flow, safety, and increasing efficiency to the front drive area. This is especially important because we are seeing record number of passengers and people visiting our airport than ever before.
The project will add a dedicated commercial transportation lane for taxis, rideshare services, and shuttles. Raised crosswalks will be installed, and new canopies will cover 2 lanes of the front drive. Nearly 2 months to the day that more than 800 union members at the BP Whiting Refinery in northwest Indiana were locked out, the oil giant and representatives of the United Steelworkers Local 7-1 are returning to the negotiating table. BP said today that the two sides will resume contract negotiations on May 18th. BP and the union have been at odds over a new collective bargaining agreement since January. The union is accusing BP of wanting to cut or outsource more than 100 union jobs and cut base wages. The University of St. Francis held a ribbon-cutting ceremony Tuesday to commemorate the opening of its new location in Lafayette. The building, which was donated to the university by Franciscan Health, will support students in a variety of health-related degree programs beginning this fall. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, start your engines. Join us from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for our Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA. All month long, we'll bring you exclusive interviews, features, and a behind-the-scenes look at how the business of motorsports and racing drive the Indiana economy. Business at the Brickyard. It's front row access you won't want to miss.
The South Bend-Elkhart region is close to fully spending its $50 million award from the first iteration of the Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative, or READI 1.0, with demolition now underway at its largest remaining project. The South Bend-Elkhart Regional Partnership reported at the Northern Indiana Regional Development Authority's meeting in March that the region has crossed the 92% disbursement threshold. Taryn McFarland is Vice President of Regional Initiatives at the Regional Partnership.
We have a number of projects that will be wrapping up this summer, and then the remaining capital projects will finish drawing down all of their READI awards by the end of the year as well. There are still other regions that are a lower disbursement rate than we are, so we're feeling confident about where we are right now. And we had done some analysis to just look back on READI 1 and RCI, READI 2. It's like $137 million worth of investment, IDC investment. But the total leverage is $1.3 billion. That is a pretty amazing number for 10 years for our region. So yeah, we're in a good spot.
The region's largest remaining READI 1.0 balance belongs to the Madison Lifestyle District in St. Joseph County, which still has roughly $3 million left to disperse. Indiana lawmakers will review the state's property tax assessment system ahead of the next legislative session. The Bipartisan Legislative Council on Tuesday approved this year's interim study committee topics, with the Fiscal Policy Committee directed to review the process of determining property values for tax purposes. The study should include reports submitted by the Department of Local Government Finance, such as a report on automated valuation models and a study of deductions and exemptions. Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray told reporters that 56% of Hoosier homeowners have seen property tax reductions this year, a statistic he called significant, following the Senate Enrolled Act 1 property tax overhaul package approved by lawmakers in 2025. Sweetwater's newest recording studio doesn't sit inside its sprawling Fort Wayne campus. It rolls down the highway. Sweetwater and Airstream on Tuesday unveiled what the companies call the first fully immersive Dolby Atmos mobile recording studio, designed to bring professional-grade recording experiences directly to communities across the country. Mark Hornsby is with Texas-based Rustberger Design Group, which helped design the studio.
Sweetwater and Airstream are the only two companies that can pull this off. Pairing up those two brands that have vision and values and that aren't afraid to roll their sleeves up and, hey, let's do the best job we can. That's the trick. I mean, you can design whatever you want to on paper, but if you don't bring the right partners in that are willing to get in the sandbox with you and say, hey, let's try to figure this out, and let's do it so we can get the smile on everybody's face, just like a veteran musician in California who's been playing gigs their whole life and they've never had the ability to step into a traditional recording studio. There's so much opportunity there to connect the dots.
The Sweetwater Airstream will begin its 3-year tour this summer, stopping at music festivals, schools, and trade shows. 500 Festival CEO Dave Neff is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.